Hello, we are Homegrow, and we work with students and community groups to grow food together. Poverty and food insecurity may seem like a distant thing to many of us, but the reality is that it's a major problem in cities around the world, even in the largest and wealthiest cities like New York City. In the South Bronx, New York, 1 in 3 people may go to sleep hungry every day. When we were doing research in the South Bronx, we worked with students who struggled in school. We started investigating why they were having a hard time focusing and participating. We realized that they were hungry. Working with them in community gardens through educational programming, we started to see how nature and food growing helped them to feel like they were part of something and helped them feel happier and more inspired. And then we saw that they were able to have more opportunities as a result of being engaged with that space. A community garden is an example of a community food hub, a space where food brings people together. And food is grown and produced by and for the community and for people who need it the most. A community food hub can also be a household, a school, and even a small business, each with food growing operations that connect to their community. Now imagine if we built community food hubs everywhere, a network of hubs that work together. We can deliver greater fresh food access and social impact to people. Our platform will connect people to one another and allow them to find food hubs and acquire the necessary tools and resources to grow and share food.
So now picture this scenario. Sam grew a lot of tomatoes because he's an expert gardener. And on the other hand, I just grew some basil. So I logged onto the app and I found Sam and his tomatoes. And so I said, why don't we just make a sauce together or something like that? And that's what we did. And so the app would help us track our growing, our harvesting, and all the way to cooking the sauce together. This is done with the help of AI and data analytics that would support us throughout the way. After cooking the sauce, we bottled it up and we were able to sell it on the online food e-shop on our app. If we wanted to take it a level up, we can even start a microfood business through the application. And this is all supported throughout with marketing and business development tools for us amateur home growers and food cooks. And so starting off, we're hoping to work with gardeners who are very keen and very skilled already in growing some food, and maybe they've already been sharing and trying to sell some of it. And we're providing the tools and resources for them to connect and do this cohesively. Other than that, we also want to connect with people who haven't had so much experience with food growing, because we know that this is a growing trend and everyone's trying to get into it. And so we're partnering a lot of schools and other community groups and municipalities so that we can support their interest in food growing. So in New York City, we've partnered with some major nonprofits and organizations to continue our mission. First of all, we're connected to WISE, a nonprofit educational entity that supports over 200,000 students a year. We're also closely connected with the New York City Community Garden Coalition, which they serve over 600 community gardens in New York City as an advocacy body. Here in Iceland, we have partnered with Fræ til Framtíðar. They've been doing amazing work with schools, connecting with them and also with the communities around the schools to develop food growing hubs. Our mission as a business is to deliver social impact. Hence, all of our revenue streams will channel back into schools and work for community groups so that they can pay what they can afford. With the issue of revenue, we're trying to make some money from the application so that we're able to sustain our project. So we're trying to make the platform free for every user so they can learn and connect with each other to grow food. On the other hand, if you do want to take it a level up to use our data and management platform to sustain your food business or to start it up, then we will charge monthly fees as a subscription, so since you're using a larger bandwidth. On the other hand, we're also charging a small transaction fee on our marketplace platform. The urban farming market is a huge growing market. As everyone knows, during the COVID times over the last year, a lot of people have picked up gardening. Also, a survey has shown that actually more than 1 in 3 households in the US are in fact gardening or doing some sort of food growing in a community garden. Apart from that, we've noticed from statistics that community gardens and home gardening sectors have been more neglected so than the urban and commercial and corporate sectors, and hence we are in this space to support the home and community gardening scene. We're starting off in Reykjavik to develop a living lab to see how we could commit to cross-sectoral collaborations to present small-scale, sustainable innovations in citizen-managed food growing in communities. We're doing the same in New York City, and we're also, with our global team, reaching out into Berlin and other major cities in the US as well as in Europe. We're starting off building this farm and food collaboration management platform as well as marketplace, but we're eventually hoping to connect more so with the built environment and integrate physically. We hope to push the agenda forward to make community food growing an essential infrastructure for cities of the future. I'm Larissa. I'm a PhD researcher at University College London. I'm trained as an urban planner and social worker, and I also have experience in nonprofit program design and management. With me here is Samuel Pressman from New York City. He's an award-winning community garden designer and ecological systems designer, as well as horticulturalist. And unfortunately not with us today, but online is Jose Luis, who joined us from Germany. He is an expert in AI and autonomous systems, and he's joining us to develop this software platform for communities.
We're committed to delivering education in sustainability and food growing, as well as participate in the development of sustainable cities around the world. Our platform will be ready to use in early September, and we encourage you to sign up. Join us on this journey to grow a better future. Thank you.